One. Good evening, and it is evening. This is the Sisterhood with JennyB and Jayne Marie. It is season 2, episode 8, and again coming to you with a special edition because tonight we decided to do it in our pajamas in bed. Jayne's, I'm assuming, sipping tea. I am sipping water. My fucking lips are so chapped from being outside yesterday because it was windy. Yeah.
Oh, it was.
But to all the sisterhood out there, we just had shit to do because we've been going hard the last couple of weekends. And so Jayne actually I think you got shit done around the house. Jenny did. I fucking spray painted my, and I got it on the ceiling. I spray painted my black, like, ball lights that I told you I was going to do disco balls. And I spray painted that gold, and this time I also bought the spray paint that was glitter, so it's glitter gold. And then
wait, so they're not
they're disco balls. I had to rig the light fixture because I'm not coordinated enough to take them down. And so what I did was I found coat hangers from like my dry cleaning that are bendable, and I created these little like wires to then hang on the fixture. Took the red vases, threw those out because they were just hideous, and and then rigged the wire to stick up, and then hung my disco balls on them. But the thing is, I tried to take a picture. It's really better in person. You can't see it in a picture because my house is so dark, like my bedroom.
Yeah. Right. I mean, I do have my fan light on, which is 4 bulbs, and also I fucking hate my bed so much. I need a new one.
I love my.
So what I want to do, I haven't had it for that long, but I bought it when we first moved down here, and so it's probably 12 years old. I know, except it has a big base around the bottom where it covers the box spring, so you don't have to have a bed skirt. And Bentley scratches on that when he wants to get up, and I'm afraid if I paint it, then he's going to scratch my nails, and I think that'll drive me nuts. So
could you leave the base the dark color?
Well, and then I was going to pull this thing off and put a pretty fabric over it.
That would work.
Yeah. Yeah, except if I paint the bed like I want to, I'm pretty sure Bentley's going to ruin it with his nails.
Don't paint the bed.
So
just change but make it a lighter color, like a cream or like your Papa Blue.
Yeah.
I think you could do fabric paint on that shit behind you. The leather. You could roll that.
So the reason I did this is because my ex would always put his head on the bedboard, and it would just leave like a mark from, whatever moisturizer or whatever you put on your head. And so that's why I did this material was specifically for that. I don't really need that anymore.
You could just buy yourself a fucking brand new bed if you wanted to. You could sell this one.
Know, but I really don't. I like to try to upcycle where I can. And it, I have a fairly large bedroom, and I don't really have a lot of furniture in it so much. And so I feel like scale wise, this doesn't dwarf the room, and it doesn't make the room super ridiculously huge either. It kind of fits size wise. And I've been looking forever for a new one, and I haven't found one that I really like. But speaking of projects, because you're talking about your lighting, I clearly am a master electrician now because I've changed one light by myself. But I feel like I watched Vic do it enough times because remember every time he comes here, I make him do like 900 electrical projects. And I need him to show me how to change out my plugs and stuff. And people say it's really easy, but I'm a little scared of the shock factor of it all. So, but I need new one. I need them white. They're like an almond color, and they just look like a smoker lives here. So I've painted some of them, which you're not supposed to do. They're not paintable really. And so I really need to, I have all of them to switch out because when Vic was here, he was doing it. And he did do some of them. But there were so many, I couldn't have expected to do them all, especially with all the other shit.
He teaches you to fish.
That's what I'm saying. All you got to do is give me the lesson. I'll figure it out and I'll do it myself. And he did give me too one of those like tester things where you test the wire to see if it's a hot wire, but I can't find it anywhere. And I think I must put it in my other toolbox. So I'm gonna have to go search that out. So when I redid my garage, I have these giant bins in there, and in my younger years, I feel like getting those up and down wouldn't have been hard. But for some reason, now that I'm 45 and I'm humbled every day, I try to take one down the other day, and I literally almost broke my back. And also I almost completely fell off a ladder and landed on my car. So I didn't. I caught it barely, and I broke 3 nails. But I was like, that's heavy And I
Yeah,
remember.
let's lay off that chore. Oh, that's weird.
Remember when we were last weekend when we were decorating at mom's and you were like, no, no, Jeff, come help us
Yeah.
because he's so tall and he could just, stuff. And I was
And
like
he could
trying to
just
find
stand
chairs
there
to
and
get
do it.
on and do it all this other stuff. And he could just stand there and do it one shot. And I was
That's
like,
what it's
huh,
like.
what's that like? Being able to ask
And
somebody
also,
to help
Jeff always
you.
wants to help. He's a helper. So,
I know, it really is. It was so sweet, but I was like thinking to myself, I'm so used to doing everything. I'm so hyper independent because I just always end up having to do it. So I just was like, huh, that is a novel idea, asking
yeah,
somebody else to get
call
involved.
asking for
Who's
help.
much taller than me.
I do it all the time. Like today when we had a freaking random shit scenario happen in our neighborhood. So this guy was hammered and came barging through. Luckily, he didn't hit any people, but he took out 5 cars and decided to park in our cul-de-sac in front of our driveway, jumped out, jumped our fence, ran through our yard. Luckily, the girls were in the house with me and we weren't outside because usually we are.
Oh my
Jumped that
God.
fence and got out back and took off running. They figured out who he was. So the cops were, because he left his car door open. So and he was military, which is crazy that he would take that risk. And,
Oh, no.
but anyway, what did I say to you? Because we were
Trump.
on the phone and I walked out back.
Oh, you were like, I'm going to see my husband.
Oh, yeah.
And you went running.
Because I was like, fuck that shit. For some reason, I
I
was
was like,
very
why are
brave.
you out there?
I don't know. I had no
You
idea
were,
what was going on. Jeff was out cooking chicken in the front, so he saw it all unfolding.
well, and you were like, I need to see if he's in my shed. And I was like, or
I
you could let the
know.
police
I
check.
don't know what I was thinking. I did not go near the shed. Jeff came out back and he's like, Jenny, I think you should come inside. I didn't see the guy. So I missed it, but I had just walked out back because I was on the phone with you and the dog started barking at the front of the
Yeah.
house. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm trying to talk on
Yeah.
the phone, girls. So I just moseyed on out back, and then Jeff came in to see where I was because he knew we had the back door open. We had the back door open all day because it was beautiful
Yeah.
out and it was like cold. And anyways,
Yeah.
it could have gone a million ways. He could have ran in our house. I could have been a hostage. Like there's a lot of things that could have gone.
Yeah. A lot. Well, here's the thing. That would have never happened. And I have 2 words for you, Bloom
Yes.
and Boise. Boise would have hobbled her little
I
third
know.
leg around there like she was about to kill somebody before she hid under the bed. And Bloom would have been a full-on
I know. And the funny thing is, Bloom went out back and she was sniffing all corners and the whole fence line and like barking and letting everyone know. And I'm like, I've got to stop like telling her to stop barking because she really does me a favor when it
she
matters.
knows. Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm over here with Bentley, all 14 pounds of him, and I was trying to pee today, and he came in the bathroom, and he was barking, barking, barking at the window, and then he came in the bathroom, and he was like so upset, and he was doing that thing where he jumped up on my leg and like lunged at me like 100 times, like how he flinches at me. And so I had a whole conversation with him about like, is it the neighbors? Are they out there? Are they really bothering you? And should I go tell them to go in the house? And he was like looking at me like, yes. It was hilarious. I had a full conversation with him, and I swear to God, he was like, take care of this.
I'm alerting. Now you
me crazy.
go take action.
Yeah, right. Now go take action, Mom. And so I went down and I picked him up to show him there was nobody out there. And then there was a guy out. He can see out the windows of my dining room, but he likes to be picked up so he can see above everything. So he'll wait for me to pick him up. So I picked him up and I was showing him, and the guy up the hill was washing one of his cars. And so Bentley and I were having a whole conversation about that. And he just kept looking back and like give me a little kiss on the face, like, thank you for coming to like, make sure we were taken care of. Like, he just is such a good boy. Okay. But he's not quite as terrifying as Bloom.
No, Bloom's ferocious.
Like if Bloom came for me, I would wet myself.
I've seen people wet themselves. But remember Buddy? I think we've talked about him.
Oh my God.
Buddy.
Yeah, no.
I'd wet myself.
Let me tell you. The UTIs that I incurred at your house because I refused to go out in the middle of the night to use the bathroom.
I don't know why
because
I
was like,
I can't. The door, seriously. We've said that before too.
I will literally.
I know. Jane, can we agree that the highlight of our week we shared together, and it was the fucking Sunday night karaoke dance party at Grand 70th?
Yeah.
You know what's the best part of that? The kids got that party started, and let's face it, Blaine, because he found his little, he couldn't stop dancing. Outcast came on, I think.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Sorry, Mr.
And then I thought about it. Adults to do that need to be drunk. Like they're sipping drinks and doing their thing. these teenage / young adults, early 20s, like lit that party up. I was definitely feeling my inner child. It was so much fun. But I also felt my inner 46 and a half years old because I wanted to shut it down at 10. It was way past my bedtime. And Jeff wouldn't let me go to bed because I insisted on one more load of laundry just so we could come home with clean clothes. And he's like, if I load, you got to stay up with me. And I'm like, he'll clearly let me go to bed. And he wouldn't.
No. But let's tell the truth about that story. So you demanded another load of laundry. Jeff was like, fine, you're staying up. Jeff was talking big about how, no, she's not going to bed because I'm doing another load of laundry, so she's waiting up. And I walked over to the couch. You were passed out with 2 blankets over your head.
I was so tired. Literally, I can't. I love getting up in the morning, but then I can't. I'm a bag of shit by, like, this is past my bedtime right now. 8:08 on the clock. Synchronicity. Woo!
Really?
I know, mine's 7 minutes fast in the bedroom.
Oh, so does it still
because
count?
it's what I see on the clock.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Just brings me to my moment.
I will just say, one of the mornings you got up at 4 a.m. and Bentley kept diving off the bed, so I got up too, not thinking I was going to stay up, but then I did, and by like 6:30, I could barely stay awake. I was like, this is bullshit right now. I can't.
You get to enjoy your morning. It's peace and quiet. And then you get your ass to bed early and you get to enjoy your night because it's peace and quiet.
Yeah.
I did also have another highlight of the week. All 7 planets aligned. And I saw, wait, let me count them. Maybe it's only 6. Mars, Jupiter, Uranus, Venus, Neptune, Mercury, Saturn. And it was pitch black because it was a new moon. So it was dark as shit. And it was amazing. I couldn't see Neptune and Mercury because they're not bright enough. And Saturn was low, but my app could see it all. So I knew exactly where they were. It was really cool.
So one of the things that I was telling you this earlier, kind of, but I didn't really get into it. But the podcast that I've been listening to, Diary of a CEO, and I forgot who owns it, but look it up on any of the podcast channels. Diary of a CEO, it's so good. He has all these amazing guests. I think he's got like 250 episodes or something like that. But the episode I listened to was a guy, and I'll look up his name so I give credit, but he was talking about the thing, like how we fight disease in this country. And he was talking about how we're very reactive and not at all proactive. And he also talked about the amount, he said the third leading cause of death in this country is physician error. And it's not necessarily that they, because a lot of it is just guessing based on symptoms. And so, not that they're not, okay, let me rephrase, because I love physicians. I'm incredibly grateful for physicians. They have a shit ton of school, a shit ton of passion, a shit ton of freaking responsibility. I respect them completely. So please don't hear this as me downing physicians. I am not at all. And without them, I'd be dead.
No, you wouldn't, because I was manifesting the shit out of life for you, and it just wouldn't happen.
I appreciate it, but the organ failure that I was in the hospital that one time, I'm pretty sure I would have.
Point.
So they literally have saved my life
like 3 times,
more than once. Right. And so I just want to be clear about that. I'm not downing or dogging physicians at all. I so appreciate them, and I recognize everything that they give to us and bring to us, and I'm just so grateful. And the same nurses, also super grateful. But what they were saying was, a lot of, what we're taught in modern medicine is reactive, not proactive. And it's also, we're treating things based on the way that we're taught to treat things. But a lot of stuff, like, so the guy he worked for an insurance company for years and years and years. And he has a photographic memory. And one of the things he learned was when you, like, basically the math of it all. So it was like, I can predict people's deaths based on their diagnoses and how I know they're going to be treated based on modern medicine and how we deal with disease down to, the year. And so he'd be like, so if this happens, I know that the next steps are in 6 years, this is going to happen. In 10 years, this is going to happen. And they probably are going to be gone in 12. And so, and he's like, it's accurate, like really accurate. Like I've done this for tens of thousands of people over my career. And so he was saying, if you get, he said there's a test, and I think it's like $500 or something, and his company does it, but so do other companies. And he said everybody should do it once in their life because it tells you what in your DNA
Yeah.
you're deficient in. Not like
Yeah.
environmentally, or he was talking about in your DNA you have
Yeah.
deficiencies. We all do. And he said this test tells you what they are. And if you treat those, a lot of the other things
Yeah.
just don't happen. And so it was
Yeah.
fucking amazing. I listened, it was an hour plus long, but he talked about the other three that he said. The one thing is you have to treat these deficiencies, the whatever yours are. He said a lot of the hereditary, like, oh, my mom had it or my dad had it. If you ask your physician, okay, what gene did it come from? Like, where in my DNA
Yeah.
is that? They can't tell you,
Yeah.
know all the genes. So they should be able to tell you exactly where it came from, but they can't. And so, and it's likely because you really just have this deficiency. And so we're treating these diseases when we probably just need to be treating nutrient or minerals or
Yeah.
vitamin deficiencies. And I'm like,
Yeah.
that's terrifying.
Actually,
And
it's
so
not,
also I'm
because
thinking about,
we can understand that.
he also talked about some of the medications and some of the vitamins and minerals and things that we use are because they're
Yeah.
not from the earth, like we've manufactured them, that a lot of times they're not even helpful because they don't do what we think they do, because your body has to then
Yeah.
convert them. And your body, if you don't add the other right things, it can't convert them. And then it's basically, you're just it's
Yeah.
just not doing anything. So it was very interesting. Again, I'm not saying he's solving all the things, but I do think the couple things he talked about that made me think of you too was he talked about the most important things were grounding. He was like,
Look
everybody
at
should walk
this.
around barefoot on the earth.
100% agree. Go ahead and throw out
He's
a
like,
tree.
there, right. He was like, there's something, we do get things from the earth. And he said, you have to walk around barefoot to do it. And he said, if you're always covered and you're always, then you can't do it. He said, the other thing that was so important was
Yep.
sunlight. He was like, there's so many. He said, I can go back and I can look up from insurance claims, like actual Alaskan native people that maybe live, or no, he called them
Yeah.
Eskimo people. And he was talking about the people that live near the poles. And he was saying, because there's so much darkness so much of the year, that their lifespan was 54, was like the
Yeah.
longest they lived. And it was because they didn't
Yeah.
have sunlight. And so, and then the other thing was, it was the deficiencies, grounding,
And meditation.
sunlight. Oh, and
Oh, air.
air. He was talking about doing these deep breathing exercises. He says he does 8 cycles every morning of these deep breathing exercises. And he said it sounds funny when you do it, but he said the air is, that obviously
Yeah.
it keeps us alive. But he was saying how, it fills the body, it pushes out, like it just
Yep.
does all these things. And so I can't remember everything because he shared a lot of information, but I was thinking to myself, like, this is some really holistic stuff that's easy to do. And a lot of it's
Yeah.
pretty much free. Like breathing is free, vitamins and minerals. If you get a test and you figure out what you're deficient in and you
It's
address
worth
it,
paying
it's
for.
not nearly as
Yeah.
expensive as surgeries and the
And
long-term
dying
issues that
younger
come
than
from
you would
the
have.
wrong
Yeah.
treatment. Yeah. Yeah. So it was really interesting. And it, like the breathing part, I broke my nose twice when I was a kid and I have horrible allergies. And so most of the time I
Yeah.
can't breathe anyhow. So I remember when Terrence said to me, if you got as much oxygen as the rest of us, you'd be damn
Yeah.
near unstoppable. And I was like,
Yeah.
yes, I already am. And I'm running at about
Yeah.
50%.
Exactly. I do remember that.
So,
Jane,
but it was really, really interesting. And that's why I sent it to you,
I
because I
will.
think you should listen to it. And if people aren't listening to Diary of CEO, he has really interesting guests on all the time that talk about
Where is he
multiple
from? Because I
things.
think he's got
Um,
a like Australian.
I think, I
Oh,
think
England.
England. No, I think he's English, but I
Yeah.
could be wrong.
I like his
Um,
accent.
if I let my thing, it might fall. So hold on, I'll check. My arms are broken. I tried to put together mom's porch swing and I was dying. Um, it's
Yeah.
fucking heavy and it's like just a
Tell her
lot.
to hire someone, for
Okay,
fuck's
wait.
sake. Jane, I think you're
Honestly,
fired
she's got
from
a
that.
dresser
I'm
too.
firing you. Mom, why can't mom ask Marcus across the street and pay him?
I don't
Well,
know.
I think it'd be better than throwing out your
I'm gonna
back.
tell
Jane, while you're.
you. Agree. This is
Oh,
Diary of
yeah.
CEO,
Okay.
just so
That
people
is the
know.
guy. He shows up in my TikTok all the time.
Yeah.
I get short bursts of
Yeah.
his. I've totally seen clips of the one you're talking about.
Stephen Bartlett
Okay.
is his name. The Diary of CEO with
Okay.
Stephen Bartlett. And the one that I listened to, I have to look at the message I sent you because there's so many episodes. They just come up on my feed and I just watch them. Because he does YouTube. They're on a podcast, but they're also on YouTube. But I got to look it up so that I can say the name of the guy. I knew his name too, and I just forgot.
Jane, while you're looking it up, random question generator. Is time currently passing quickly or slowly for you?
Well, I think it's passing quickly when I'm trying to get stuff done. It's passing slowly in terms of like feeling like I'm getting further along in life.
Yeah, that makes sense. For me, I feel like it's speeding by so fucking fast. But since I've added, I say it every episode, yoga and meditation, it's helping me slow my mind down, and it's helping me be more present in the moment. And so, 8:18. We just went from an 8:08 to 8:18, and don't tell me it's 8:11 on your. 8:11. That's also a good one. And actually, synchronicities like that, like seeing 11:11 on the clock or 2:22, or I like double digits. I'll take anything. But I just feel like that snaps me back into a present moment. And then, so even though it's going by so fast, like looking at my kids and seeing where they're at in life and seeing them in these relationships and starting to get to their next level with that and stuff like that, I feel like that's flying. But I think that I am more present in the moment than I can say I was even 3 months ago. And so that's helping me just appreciate every moment. And I've been paying attention to my emotions, because I've actually started writing them down. I wrote the category out of emotions. And then every time I notice something like makes me sad or makes me happy or whatever, I write down what it was. So I'm aware of it. Because when I am sad and I need to get happy, then I know, Jenny, all you have to do is go outside and look at a bird and you'll be freaking happy. Or all you have to do is toss on this song and you'll be happy. And it really does work. So anyways, I would say, Jane, your picture went off. I would say time. Oh, there's Bentley. Oh my God, Bentley's happy and sleep.
He's knocked out.
Yeah, that's awesome. Jane, I know our product we were going to do this tonight was going to be our eye patches, but then I realized, and this could be in the things that humbled me in my 40s, I need my reading glasses so that and these are double, they're readers and they're for my computer screen, and I have to have my notes, so I couldn't do the eye patches, but these are, I'm going to give them a little nod, Vint and York, the Myrtles. And they're in the, they call them teal on the peach. But the thing is, I feel like they're more minty green, or like, I don't know, not teal. I don't see teal. But anyway, I do see some teal. Do you see some green too, like mint green?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think this is a neutral color because I feel like I can put it on with any outfit and it's neutral. Would you agree?
Jenny, no, not even a little bit. And here's why. Because teal is not neutral, but I do think you can put it on with any outfit because you wear a lot of bright colors, so it just goes. But it would go with black, it would go with white, it would go with cream. So even if you wore,
what about?
But I still don't think it's at all neutral.
I think you can add turquoise or mint green to any outfit and it'd be neutral.
I mean, I guess because of turquoise jewelry, but I don't think you wear turquoise jewelry with just everything.
I do.
But maybe
I always have a turquoise pinky ring on, except for sleeping. I take my rings off. Although the other night I got like an itch to look up all my gemstones and remind myself what they do for me. All of a sudden, I had to put on my Larimar from the Dominican Republic. It's the only place it's mined because it actually brings peace to your life, and so I slept with it. I was having a moment and I needed some peace.
Well, I brought this that I just got and I didn't tell you about yet, but I've been using it for a couple of days, and you'll like this. It's a roller ball and it's organic frankincense and castor oil.
Bring it this way. There you go. I see it. Oh, nice. Up Nature, organic frankincense and castor oil. Where are you using it?
under
nice.
my eyes, and it gets rid of the dark circles, and it also kind of fills in because it really absorbs really well. But I also have been like putting it, like rolling it, so I would put it on the back of my hand and then rub it in. But the reason I bought it was because this person that I follow was like, "Oh my gosh, it's so good for under your eyes," and so I found it on Amazon, and I was just going to give it a try and see if I liked it before I said it. But so far, I really like it, and it definitely moisturizes well under here. Like it feels really not at all dry, but
as soon as we hang up, I'm plastering my face with castor oil. I already have my diaper on. It's Sunday. Self-care Sunday. So
I bought like it's not a diaper, but I bought like one of those wraps that goes around your stomach so you can put castor oil on, because I'm gonna give it a shot too and see if it helps.
Jeff, do you want to climb in and get on the podcast with us?
Come on, Jeff. All the cool kids are doing it. Jeff. Come on, Bebop.
Well, Jane, I was going to talk about what else are you listening to or watching this week, and you just mentioned the Diary of CK, but you were talking about Let Them.
Oh yeah, that was the other thing I listened to this morning was Mel Robbins and her episode about the Let Them stuff, and I thought that was interesting too, because I was like, Jenny's been telling me for years, like, Jane, I'm not dealing with it, just fucking let them. And I'm like, basically you've been letting them, you know, your whole adult life, and I'm really proud of you because you got in front of Mel Robbins on that one.
Actually, I did. I have been doing that, but when I listened to that episode, I realized the second part I wasn't doing so well at. Let me. Like, sometimes I let people, but I'd still be fucking annoyed. And, like, with their choice. Hang on, I gotta show you my sweet baby that I get to sleep next to.
Hey, Jeff. What
Hello.
up, Bebop?
Jeff, what have you been watching this week or listening to? Anything great? You watched The Recruit today.
Yes.
What'd you think of it?
Is it good?
We're starting season 1.
Jeff thought we didn't watch it, but I knew we did.
I think you did. I didn't watch it all.
You totally remembered parts of it.
Yeah, bits and pieces. I didn't watch the whole thing.
That's how I watched it.
Yeah.
Jeff, do you be on this with us?
I did like.
Yes, I'll be right beside you.
Okay, we'll turn and pull them in when we need them. But sorry, keep going. The Let Them. So what I was missing was the let me. Like, once I make the choice that I'm like, fuck it, let them. I can't take it back later in my mind and be like, well, fuck them, you know, or I've got to own why I let them, like why I was okay with it and didn't continue to stand my ground or whatever, because I don't give a fuck. I'm over it. And I bring it back to my own core values. If I do still give a fuck, then I might not let them. I might go up head to head with them. If I do still give a fuck, but I realize that they're their own unique human, which I'm going to bring up in a minute, and they're making their own choices, and I have zero control over that, but I can choose my choice. And if whatever it is, the circumstance matters to me still, then I might continue to put effort into it, even though I know that they're not going to match my energy. But I'm okay with it. Right. And that's what that episode taught me, the let them, let me. Because at that point, I've had a conversation with myself, and I'm like, do you care that much? If you do, then put the energy in. That's your choice. If you don't, fucking detach. You're over it. Let them do their thing. And it feels like when I say it out loud, it's almost like, am I a psychopath? Possibly. But really what it is just giving myself the peace I deserve, and also coming to the understanding that I just can't control everything. And so why am I working myself up over all of it?
Yeah. And that's hard to get past, especially like I'm type A. And so I just want to fix it. And I think in the role of being a parent, I've been trying really hard to like stand back and not lose my mind over shit that I think is the right thing. And I need, you know, if it's not breaking the law, if it's not going to hurt somebody, if it's not, you know.
Yeah, where you have to take control, where it's your responsibility.
Being not inclusive of people, or if it's not harmful, then I just have
let
to
it go. And actually, because I know who you're talking about, because you have one daughter. Well, I have one son that's very similar to your one daughter out of my 3. And what I realized with him is he fucking just needs to learn shit the hard way. Like he needs to go through the process. And when I realized that about him, it really took a lot of my stress that I was having. And I love, this kid is amazing. And it's Brody.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's okay that that's the process in which he learns. And it's okay that he doesn't learn by other people explaining something to him. Sometimes, like, if it's the right voice, I find like he's had some really strict coaches, which he does really well with, as long as they're human and like they still can relate to the human experience. And they're not like, if he respects them, and I'm not saying he didn't respect me, but there's just something about when your mom or dad tell you something versus another voice that makes a difference. So no, I totally get it. Jane, I have to tell you one more thing. Well, so we were watching The Recruit. I was going to mention that. It's on Netflix. There's a season 2 out, but we're rewatching season 1 because Jeff thinks that we didn't watch it together. But we did.
We didn't.
And so, anyways, it's a good show. It's not too much to like not be able to sleep over. But this song kept showing up in my TikTok algorithm called Girl of the Hour by Tabitha Meeks. She is from Florida. Out of Nashville, or she's from Florida, moved to Nashville, and she is just freaking tearing Nashville up right now. But so her vibe is like, it's like groovy. People keep comparing her to like Meghan Trainor, Norah Jones, Sheryl Crow. I hate when we compare artists. Like, I don't want to. I do not think it's a compliment telling another artist, oh, you remind me of Meghan Trainor. Not because I don't love Meghan Trainor, but she's her own freaking artist. She's not like Meghan Trainor. She's not like Norah Jones. She's not like Sheryl Crow. Although they have likeness, so she is like them, but like she's totally unique. She's got this like groovy. I just think of like Austin Powers and, you know, the scene with the like 60s like go-go boots, and her vibe is like, that's when I hear her music, I think of that vision. And so wait, let me say, oh, and she also pulls a flute out. Hang on, I don't think we'll get in trouble for this.
Wait, so not a recorder?
No, listen, can we talk about that? Hang on 1 second. This is the flute part, and I think it's going to be quick enough that it won't get copywritten. Nobody copy this. This is Tabitha Meeks' flute, Girl of the Hour. She has a flutist. Flutist? Is that how I would say? Anyway, listen to this.
Hear out the rest.
Isn't that badass? But let me tell you, this is, so the song's called Girl of the Hour, and she sings this part, the chorus, and it's hang on, I gotta see it. Oh, 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 taking back my power. Find the sweet and sour. Stop and smell every flower. 'Cause I'm the girl of the hour. And then the flute pipes up, and it's just so groovy. Like Jeff and I this morning, we slept in and we got up and I put that song on and we had a dance party. He couldn't fight the rhythm either, and I made him listen to it at least 17 times today.
I'm sorry, because here's the other thing. When you said Jeff can't fight, I'm sorry, Bebop can't fight the rhythm. I strongly believe that's true.
Look at cutie Bebop.
Because when we were having our dance and karaoke party at Mom's 70th, cheers to 70 years weekend birthday bash, and Jeff gave you zero warning that you guys were doing Run Joey Run, and it reminded me of college, because that's probably the last time I saw you guys do it. I saw you multiple times do it.
Oh, way back then.
But I don't remember you guys do it in years. And so the funniest part of that, and I wish we had gotten that on camera, was when it started playing and Bebop moseyed his way out there to do his jam, and he was in it to win it. And Jenny jumped right up because she knew her part immediately. And I was like, wow, it's like,
it's like, except I missed my weight. And like jumping in front of him.
I know you did. You forgot to come on.
Well, I didn't know he was going to put it on. Although I loved thank you for the shock value. But
it was great.
I was twirling around. That's not really the way I do it. Usually I'm like in fierce, like mode action.
Yes.
And so.
Yeah. You were kind of twirling around though like a young girl. So I was kind of like,
but that's not my normal.
The other thing was. No, it's not. It wasn't your normal, but I think it was because you were so shocked.
Fucking heads up would have been nice, but listen. Still totally nailed.
Or like a Jenny, let's step in the bedroom and
just give
listen
me
to this one more time, just to remind us.
I heard it.
But also, what I thought about after was Cousin Terry had brought all those poppers, that like spit out confetti, and I was like, God damn it, Jeff! Had you let me know, I would have pulled one for the
great. That could have been the bang gun.
We could have really. That was the whole point. But no, it was still awesome. You guys did so good, and everybody loved it. And it was but it was so funny because Jeff knew it was coming because he played it, so he was up and ready to go and doing his big.
I love his run in that. And Jeff that is a big ass man running for his life. Well, and his woman.
I got one picture when, actually, he was running for his life at the end because his woman was dead and had floated up into the atmosphere. But sometime you guys will have to do it so we can publish
and
it.
And I think we have to put on outfits for it. But we got, I forget, it might have been the next morning or whatever, but Blake's like, Mom, I've never seen that before. I'm like, your mom and dad have skills that you just don't know of.
When did you guys
I feel like I went to visit Jeff one summer, and his mom had a great collection of music. Like, she had like the Bee Gees, and she had all sorts of shit. Rod Stewart.
But when did you guys make up a play?
I think when I was visiting one summer, like while we were in college, we decided, I think we probably ate nachos that day and made a play to Run Joey Run, and nailed it clearly.
Clearly. I mean,
I don't know how, because we didn't like sit around and make dances. That wasn't really part of our relationship, but that song, you guys did listen to a lot of music. That was definitely our bond.
But I definitely, it was perfect timing for it when Bebop threw that puppy out that warning, and Jenny was like, I'm in, I know exactly what we're doing, and
Christina's commentary in the video is hilarious.
Well, because if you didn't know what was coming, it was like shocking that you guys just had the play that you do. And so, it was pretty funny. It was perfectly timed and well done. And I did get one picture of Bebop in full run, looking at the camera, smiling, like just living his best
likes to act
Bebop
like
life.
He doesn't love the camera too much, but meanwhile, that boy will hit the camera up.
Meanwhile, his Taylor Swift bow at the end. I was like, there.
Jane, things that make you go,
I mean, I already talked about mine.
Oh, yeah. Okay, fine. I've been having this thought, and it might have stemmed because Madison's a twin, and I'm infatuated with the whole process, and an identical twin, which is even like, I mean, I think the whole twin thing's cool. I think siblings anyways, but can you believe every single human is unique? Like, that's fucking mind-blowing to me. I know it's just normal thought, but like when you really think about it, there's not a single person, even if someone, and I would hate this for anyone, but is like kidnapped and forced to like live a certain way and whatever. And nobody can control their mind at the end of the day. They still have their own random thoughts. They like, people are, I don't know why that's so mind-blowing to me, but it is. There's never the same human ever.
No, there's definitely never the same human. But I definitely think mind control is a thing, because I feel like we're watching it unfold in real time right now, and I'm very uncomfortable with it. Very culty, very crazy, very, are we looking at the same thing? And how do you see something totally different? And I'm over here appalled and terrified. But I think for the most part, though, you're absolutely right. The whole unique part, even with twins, I mean, Madison and her sister, I haven't met her,
and they're so much alike, but they're so unique,
and they probably have so many similarities, but they also have differences.
And it's just amazing to me. I always think about that, and I also think about the fact that, and you know, I'm big on self-love. I feel like you should love yourself. I feel like you should. If you don't, you should grow to love yourself. And I think at the end of the day, it's because you get one chance at this. And to give your best to anything else, you got to give your best to yourself. And I just, making choices and, you know, looking at our kids and seeing how they're so unique, but yet similar. They have similarities, but they're just, I don't know, that blows my mind.
Yeah.
All right, Jayne, we've talked somewhat about your experiences that humbled you in your 40s with your big crate.
Yeah.
I started Pilates this week. I've been thinking about doing Pilates just as an add-on to my yoga for like muscle tightening and just like,
Yeah.
I did my first class. I can't wait till I get good at this, and I will fucking get good at this because I'm going to keep at it. But I am so humbled by my 40s because just learning how to do Pilates when you're younger, I feel like it might be easier to navigate through the moves. And I think that about dancing too. Like if you dance your life, you're naturally more inclined to be able to do that. Not that you can't learn it as you get older. You totally can.
Yeah.
I just think it adds challenges to the process.
Yeah.
I'm not going to regret it, but like, I wish I had been doing yoga and now Pilates a lot earlier. I wish I realized that, in high school or in middle school. I think they do it in school.
Yeah.
I feel like kids could focus better if they were doing that type of exercise. But anyways, the Pilates, holy shit. The little tiny muscles I didn't know I had that are a little annoyed with me today. And I couldn't almost every bit in the workout, I got to a point where I just held the pose and couldn't move anymore because I was exhausted from it. But you did Pilates, didn't you?
Yeah.
I think it's going to be good. I feel like I just want to do a little muscle toning in my arms and in the back of my arms and, down my back. And but I can tell my core's gotten stronger from yoga and the breathing exercises because I couldn't even imagine what that would have been like if I weren't doing yoga on a regular.
Yeah.
And I think I think Pilates could be pretty effective in short bursts. I think you could do 10-minute, just little exercise, little 10-minute. It doesn't need to be an hour. It doesn't need to be super strenuous. I think it could be very effective.
Yeah. I actually really enjoy Pilates. I haven't done it in a while, but I really enjoyed it when I used to do it.
Could you tell a difference, like physically from it?
Yeah, it elongates your muscles. And so it makes them longer and leaner and stronger. And so, and it's a lot of like body weight and, it's similar to yoga in the way that you're holding poses.
But it's like faster and tiny movements.
Yeah, it's like,
I don't know, I was swimming last night. That was interesting. But I'll tell you what, my core was fucking sore this morning, but in a good way, like hurt so good kind of. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to keep that up. Jayne,
I downloaded an app because I wanted to do wall Pilates.
I tried the wall Pilates. That looks super effective.
But the thing is I've downloaded an app and it like doesn't really have wall Pilates on it. And then the other, like, I keep seeing different apps and I'm like, oh, let me try that. And then I'll go in and read the comments and the comments will say the same thing. Like, where are the fucking wall Pilates?
I think we just find
like, what
YouTube
frick app? Yeah, that's probably the best idea is to just find
the Pilates class I took. I did it on Peloton. I almost want to like go meet with an instructor and make sure my form's proper and everything, because when I got into yoga, I did do a 12-week, what's that freaking 103 degree room? I forget what it's called. It starts with a B. It's a type of Bikram like yoga. There was like a group on. And so I was driving out to Isle of Palm, which is not close to Goose Creek, once a week. And the first class I passed out. It was so hot in the room, but I have to admit by the 12th week, I was so freaking much more flexible than I had been. And I had an instructor. So the instructor was like helping me make sure my form was correct. And so then I got into Steve Ross Inhale Yoga, which the creepy guy, but I love his yoga. I love the music he plays during it. And I can follow him without even watching the video. So, but anyways, Pilates humbled me in my 40s.
Yeah.
Jayne, we made it to 1989, this love. Taylor Swift. Yeah, we finally got there. It's only been a couple weeks. Hang on, let me find it. Okay. So this love from the 1989 album, so good. The whole song's good, but I really love the chorus. Jayne, do you know the part? Okay.
I don't know.
Can you pipe up with that part while I sing the main chorus? If you hear it, pipe up. Okay. If not, I will. All right. So the chorus goes, This love is good, this love is bad, this love is alive back from the dead. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
These hands had to let it go free, and this love came back to me. Oh, this love left a permanent mark. This love is glowing in the dark. These hands had to let it go free, and this love came back to me. Good job.
You know what's funny is sorry, I was about to yawn on the last one, but the first two when you were like, "Can you do it?" and then I did it, and then you did it, and I was like, "Oh, okay."
Well, I wasn't sure if you
So
were going to pull through or not, but then I knew you couldn't resist Taylor Swift's. But that song, man, just it's so good. That whole 1989 album is amazing. And if you listen to Ryan Adams do it in like a 90s rock way, it's so badass. And I like listening to that album in order. I actually like listening to all albums in order because I feel like, especially with Taylor, they tell a story. And
yeah, because she does the Easter eggs, so you know she's telling a story through the way she sets them up.
I feel guilty if I move them out of order, and I like hearing, like, Nathaniel Rateliff is an amazing songwriter and singer, and I love his albums in order. I don't know, there's a bunch. Lumineers, and they just released a new album. It's called Automatic. And then Camp just released, I think, only 2 songs from their new album. I forgot what their new album's called, but their first 2 songs are really good. I can tell Taylor, the lead singer from Camp, we were actually going to a camp show back-to-back nights in North Carolina. I think it was last year or the year before. And the shows got canceled because he was raging and he needed to sober up. And so you can tell he took rest, and like his music's going to come back so good because he rested, let his body just chill, and I'm impressed.
Yeah.
Jane, what's a promise you have and are going to make and keep to yourself for this coming week?
I have some more projects around the house that I am trying to finish, including my closet, and almost done. I've come a long way on it, and I told you I hung up the new light fixtures because obviously I'm a full-on certified electrician.
Jane, you really are a do-it-yourself kind of girl.
Yeah, I really am. I was worried about electrical because I'm like, if you get that wrong, you know, you burn your house down.
There's some things, like, I'm not a plumber. Let's face it. I'm not even a painter.
I'm not comfortable with plumbing. No, I'm not super comfortable with plumbing or electrical, but changing out the fixture was not as hard as I thought it would be. Oh, and you were saying earlier, the red ones that you took down, I had to take down the one that was up to put up the new one. It's not hard.
No, well, not the piece in the thing is, I didn't have anything to put up there, so I needed to hang, or else it'd be holes in the wall or ceiling. So I was just like, fuck it, Jenny, just get creative. Then I thought, why don't you order like crafting wire? But then, then I'm spending money, and I'm on this mission to like make art out of shit I have. Although I'm buying those fucking paint pens that Christina brought because those were amazing.
Oh my god,
that was so. We're painting rocks next time we're together. That was my dream come true. And she got good rocks. Those felt like straight up off of Torrey Pines in San Diego.
So the you know, you can go to Home Depot,
River Rock,
and you can buy the River Rock. Yeah, I don't know where she got hers, but I only know because I bought black ones to put around my mailbox. River Rock, but they had the like sandy colors too, and so I was like, yeah, you could totally go get a bag, and they have like small ones, but they also have big ones.
We're doing that again. That was so therapeutic.
Yeah, it was fun, and you know, you can put them all around. You can put them, you know, around your house and your garden, and
they are cute. I kind of want to take a nature walk and hide them, and then for people to pick up. I think that'd be cool. They do that in Goose Creek, my city. Yeah. So this past week, and I think it was just having shit going on the last couple of weekends, my promise to myself, I was exhausted. Like, by the time I logged off Friday night, and I don't know, Jeff was golfing Saturday. I was going to get my day to myself. Brody and Sophia ended up coming over. Blaine was in and out because he had to go to work. but I didn't relax as much as I was hoping to. And so even today I was still dragging ass. But so last week during the work week, I slept in a little later than normal, and I was still up early, but just not my normal for work. So my plan is, because next Saturday or Sunday, Jeff?
What?
The time.
Well, Saturday.
Okay, Saturday night into Sunday is spring ahead, so we lose an hour. Because it's the time change. So I need to make sure my ass is up at 4:30 this week, so that by the time, because I need to be up by 5:30 to like get everything done. Yeah. So I'm getting back on track with that. Even if I'm dragging ass, I'm just gonna drag through it. And I was up early the whole weekend, but I think it just hit me this week.
Yeah.
And I was stuffy.
I wasn't like, I got a lot of stuff done that was on my list, but I didn't get everything done, and I took a lot more breaks than I normally would because I was tired.
And even like today, I fell asleep on the couch for a minute, like 20 minutes, because Jeff woke me up to get some. And then, you're welcome. That's why I get to put the diaper on now. But anyway, and cutie. And then we were watching The Recruit, and like we hung out outside with the girls. We did yoga out back today. We had the action with Goose Creek City Police. I don't know. But other than that, I did. You know what? I did do shit. I cleaned both bathrooms. I vacuumed the house. I cleaned my mirrors in my bedroom because they were driving me nuts. And I don't know why I don't do that as often as I should. But with Boise's hair right now, like I'm pulling chunks out of her. She's shedding so bad. Yeah. She likes to be groomed. And so I've just been pulling chunks out of her. I guess I did more than I thought, but
I did. I worked on my closet. I did some laundry. I cleaned a bunch of places. I vacuumed my whole first floor and part of my second floor. I didn't get everything on my list. I got out my spin mop and I cleaned all my woodwork and my trim, my doors downstairs and upstairs in the hallway and in my bedroom and my closet, my bathroom.
But we do spin mop next week for your products, because I might need one. I was thinking about getting a steam.
I have both. I have a floor steamer as well as a spin mop. So the spin mop I just got because I wanted the floor steamer. Like I didn't feel like I could like do my crown molding with it because I was like, what if the water comes shooting out or like, and also it's hot. And so I don't really know. Like I use it on my floor because I was worried about using any product on the floor because Bentley's always licking shit and I just didn't
vinegar
sick. But I actually really like the spin mop and I was really pleased with how well it worked. I may have used a little too much dish soap in the water because that's what I use, dish soap, because I figured that wouldn't like hurt him. But I may have used a little too much because when I was spinning it, it was like bubbling over, and I was like, "Shit, I wonder if I did that wrong."
Vinegar?
Yeah,
that's probably what I'll do.
Yeah, but I did. I just did some Dawn, but I really liked it, and it worked really well. And it definitely, like, I ended up doing my floors after, and I usually just use my steamer mop on it, and I think it cleaned them better than my steamer mop.
Okay, let's bring this shit on next week. We do a demo?
Okay, I got the Ocello one.
Maybe we'll do a demo.
Yeah.
All right, awesome. Okay. Well, Jane, 54 minutes in almost. 8:44 on this clock, which would be accurate. Ooh, look at my new picture of us. Aren't we healthy? We're fucking smoking hot. So I'm sorry. If anyone disagrees. Just kidding.
Right. I was showing some people some of the pictures from our trip, and they were all in awe of your jumpsuit.
I was in awe of that jumpsuit. First of all, that shit fit better than it did when I wore it for the Stag and Doe. It was a sweet ass. You should see the jumpsuit I got from Levi's. Oh my god, it's so fucking cute. It's a bustier top that zips up. Oh, I sent you a picture.
I think you sent.
I cannot wait to wear that.
It is adorable. Yeah. It looks cute. Ooh, I also washed my car today. I forgot about that. And I got groceries.
That's awesome. Good job, Jane. All right. Your meal's kicking in. I love you.
Anyhow.
Bye.
All right. I love you. I'll talk to you later. Bye.